The good old sergeant doesn't always have to be mean and green. So let's do a 360 view of this version 2 or kitbash version of Sergeant Stalker. Something that we could easily do. So this looks like a very simple kitbash build. So some would even call it just a simple, that's just a head swap. But actually, before I did the head swap thing, I measured these two guys up. So I measured the Dusty figure and I measured the Sergeant Stalker figure. So I measured the body and used a tape measure and caliper. So I would really make sure that they are a perfect fit, because I really wanted a 2.0 version of Sergeant Stalker, because I'm growing tired of the evergreen look of this ranger, so he needs a refresher. So with regards to everything, actually it's a perfect fit. So when I measure the caliper, the thickness of the body and the length of the body, just right. But it's going to be on the neckline and the head, but very particularly on the neck of Sergeant Stalker, because the Dusty neck is shorter compared to the Sergeant Stalker. The Sergeant Stalker would be longer. So I had to, before fitting the head onto the rest of the body of Dusty, I filed off about 2 centimeters on the base of the neck of Sergeant Stalker. Just 2 cm. Not much material was taken off, so just the base of the neckline. And with regards to the peg that was used to connect the neck and the head of Sergeant Stalker, I did not use the Sergeant Stalker neck peg, this, because comparatively this is longer compared to Dusty, so I had to use the Dusty neck peg. So when I used the Dusty neck peg, it actually solved immediately my problem that the head would really rest deeply onto the neckline of Sergeant Stalker. So as you could see, it is anatomically correct. So on my first try or my first attempt, actually the head was really way too high, even without the beret or the helmet. The head was just sitting way too high, so I really had to figure out the source of the problem, why the head was really sitting way too high. So at first I thought it was just here, so I filed 2 centimeters off and tried to do the fit, and somehow the fit, the neck seemed to be a little bit shorter, but the head still was resting too high on top of the shoulder line. So I took the head off and measured the neck pegs, and there I discovered that the neck peg of Sergeant Stalker is longer compared to Dusty. So I used the Dusty neck peg. But with regards to the hole and the peg, does it fit the Sergeant Stalker head? So the neck peg of Dusty is a perfect fit, so no problem with that. You could use it. Okay, so let's discuss and point out the accessories and body parts on this action figure. So the beret comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Lieutenant Falcon. Of course, the head and the neck comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Sergeant Stalker. Now the body, the arms, the man briefs, the legs, and the boots, Dusty. The handsets would come from G.I. Joe Classified Series Gung Ho, the first version. The ammunition pouches comes from Outback. The pistol and the pistol holster comes from G.I. Joe Classified Series Tiger Force Duke. The backpack comes from Outback, but the helmet comes, and the eye protectors or the dust covers would come from G.I. Joe Classified Series Dusty. Now the Dusty figure had a boot knife, so I transferred the boot knife to the pistol belt. So the last item on board is going to be the rifle. So the rifle comes from Action Force Valaverse. So finishing touches on this 2.0 version of Sergeant Stalker. So on the Lieutenant Falcon beret, I had to acetone out the flash or the badge on the beret and just paint it black. Same thing that I did to the tags on the uniform. So I used some acetone and painted them black too. And with regards to the buttons on the uniform, I also painted them just a little bit of black, and also on the pockets on the front of the uniform. So just to add a little bit of contrast, because if you take out the paint on this section, those white paints, this area would really be bare. So you have to apply black paint on these tags and black paint on the beret to provide contrast. So very simple build, something that you could easily do in a Sunday or Saturday evening like this. So let's try on the Dusty helmet on Sergeant Stalker. So this is an alternate head cover for Sergeant Stalker. So let's take a view on the right side. So is it a nice fit? Yes, it's a perfect fit. A view on the left side. That's a nice perfect fit. So Rangers lead the way, may it be woodland or desert. So if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.